about movement control order and pandemic COVID-19 that happen currently. Okay. Coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19 or coronavirus was first detected in December 2019 by health authorities in Wuhan City, in the People's Republic of China. Since the time, more than 118,000 cases has been confirmed worldwide, and the virus has spread to more than 114 countries across 6 continents. Thus, over 4,200 dead today. According to the World Health Organization, spread of the coronavirus is causing a global emergency. It has been categorized as an epidemic by the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC), and the WHO has just raised the status to that of a pandemic, an infectious disease that is able to infect people easily and spread from person to person in an efficient, sustained way, according to the CDC. The first COVID-19 cases were recorded in Malaysia on 25 January 2019, followed by a fiscal correct before an upward swing of the case at the end of February 2020, partly attributed to mass gathering during a religious event. This short communication aimed to provide an overview of the measures taken by the Malaysian government in response to COVID-19 and of the effects of the movement control order. Ahmad, what do you think about pros and cons of COVID-19?
Okay, thanks Adi to the question. For now, it's all about the introduction of COVID-19 from us. Next, I want to talk about pros and cons, impact of economy, impact on social life, and availability of the vaccine. As everyone already know, there are more disadvantages than advantages from this COVID-19, such as the first one is electronic. A very large portion of the world's electronic come from Chinese factories. A long suspension of production will negatively impact overall supply. Many technology companies have warned that they will not meet the quarterly estimate because of factory close. They also anticipate delay in the production and shipment of existing models. So the second one is restaurant and entertainment. Restaurant and the food industry will be greatly impacted. Several large chains have collectively closed thousands of restaurants in China since the outbreak. Supplies expect raw material and protein price to increase substantially. The third one is pharmaceutical and healthcare. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) requires growers and manufacturers under its jurisdiction to notify the agency of any expert supply disruption. According to a statement issued by the agency, at least one drug is in short supply because of problems related to the coronavirus outbreak. The third one is airlines, which global air travel expected to fall for the first time in more than a decade. The International Air Transport Association (IATA), the trade body for the global airline industry, expects falling passengers demand to result in 29 billion in lost revenue this year alone. The last one is construction. The global construction industry is bracing for slowing economic growth in the near term, like Singapore, Canada, and the US are already expecting supply chain interruption, with material ranging from solar panel to electrical and plumbing fixtures to concert boat and flooring test. Singapore is especially vulnerable because it depends on Chinese construction contractors to meet in significant labor needs. That's all. Thank you.
Why do you think COVID-19 can cause impact on social life?
Thank you for the question, Adli. In my opinion, COVID-19 can cause a fragile culture sector. Like every other aspect of life in Malaysia, the pandemic has had an impact on the culture sectors such as tourism sector. Many tourist centers are closed on a large scale. Beyond that, the venues run by governments from both domestic and international tourism have completely disappeared at night, overnight, due largely to the immediate effects of the pandemic on the aviation and related industries. In addition, sport activities are prohibited for the first 3 months of movement control order in Malaysia. Many people spend more time with their family at home. My second point is COVID-19 can cause substantial losses in education and training. Education is one of the biggest casualties in the fight against the pandemic in Malaysia. My second point is COVID-19 can cause substantial losses in education and training. Education is one of the biggest casualties in the fight against the pandemic in Malaysia. The mass closure of schools, universities, technical vocational centers, and other centers of learning across the continent has deprived many learners of both their right and access to education. While many parts of the world have using distance learning or online class such as Google Meet, WebEx, and Big. A further challenge arising from the closure of school and educational institutions and facilities is the social impact that will eventually have, especially on girls who no longer access to school and are likely to be exposed to increased harm in their communities, including teenage pregnancies. The immediate and long-term consequence of school closure cannot be avoided. Further make it worse, inequalities and disparities in the education sector. So Faiz, how about the availability of the vaccine?
Okay, thank you for the question. Here is what I found about COVID-19 vaccines approval and availability. Research organizations and pharmaceutical companies have joined hands in developing vaccines against the COVID-19 virus that has affected millions of people. Existing drugs such as remdesivir have been granted emergency use authorization (EUA) to treat the disease in one. Anti-malarial drugs including chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine were also awarded EUA, but later removed after studies showed that they were ineffective in treating the disease. In another poll conducted on pharmaceutical technology site, where they tried to assess readers' opinion about who should be given priority access to a COVID-19 vaccines per essential. The poll options included 3 groups, namely those with high risk such as the elderly and patients with comorbidities, everyone, and those in high risk geographies from infection. Majority, 46% of the respondents, opine that elderly and people with comorbidities should be given priority access, followed by 33% who opine that everyone should have the same access to the vaccine. Prioritizing the vaccine's accessibility to high-risk geographies is of high importance for just 21% of the respondents. That's all. Thank you.
Wow, very nice and clearly your speech, Faiz. So Ali, will we have a vaccine?
Thank you for your question, Afi. Developers and under unprecedented level of security as they move their vaccine candidate into clinical trials. Not too surprising when consider how many experts have studied availability of COVID-19 vaccine to the world return to a semblance of previous normality. Experts have proposed a range of potential timelines with some speculating that a vaccine will be available by the end of 2020, and others arguing it may take 12 months longer, at least to bring a COVID-19 vaccine to the market. What follows is an overview of publicly available evidence of vaccine timelines promising early evidence from phase 1 and 2 clinical trials, and several other virus-specific and innovation-related development factors. For a conclusion, the World Health Organization declared the novel coronavirus outbreak a public health emergency of international concern on January 13 on March 11, 2020, after sustained spread of the disease outside of China. The World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 epidemic a pandemic. Public health measures like ones implemented in China and now around the world will hopefully blunt the spread of the virus where treatment and vaccine are developed to stop it. That's all from us. Thank you.